I'm at the Food and Beverage Innovation Forum speaking with Alvin Severin, who is the CEO and founder of Algama, a French company which uses microalgae to make food products. Alvin, can you just start by telling me some of the nutritional benefits of microalgae in food?
Hi. Yeah, sure. Microalgae are actually very interesting because we call it the champion of protein. It has a lot of protein in it, up to 70% of it. And we also have a lot of vitamins, minerals, and also a lot of very interesting polyunsaturated fatty acids. So that's the main reason why people get interested by these products. And this is also the main reason why we can find a lot of food supplement that will use algae.
Mm-hmm. And Algama has created a mayonnaise using microalgae under the Good Spoon brand. Why did you choose mayonnaise as a product to use the microalgae? What was the reasoning behind that?
Well, it seemed interesting. I'll say it's mainly because of what we could bring. We thought about what can we do with algae, and after the question was a bit different, it was like, what can't we do? Because there's so much we can do with algae, but at the same time, some challenges might be technical and might take some time and some money to get there. So we tried to decide what would be the most interesting product we could bring to the market as soon as possible, but also how we could use the technology that we had already developed. We saw that mayonnaise was an interesting market, growing market, where there's not a lot of innovation, especially in France. I didn't say it mentioned, but I'm from France.
Okay.
And right now I'm based in the US, and I'm living between New York and Paris. So right there, we couldn't see a lot of innovation, a lot of new products. So it was very interesting to develop a product around that, especially because we knew that we could make something better than what we can find on the market. So it's better in many ways. The taste is actually very good, and it's a lot healthier. It's 60% less fat. It's without any preservatives, without any artificial colors, without it's GM-free. It's a very good product that we have developed, healthy, sustainable. But also one thing that is very important, and I like to say it, is that we can make this product very affordable. So we don't have to make the consumer pay a very strong premium to have this innovation. It's actually cheaper to make our mayonnaise than a classic mayo.
Okay. And you mentioned you've used your technology. What were some of the challenges you were faced with when creating the mayonnaise? I imagine the texture was quite hard to get right, to get it similar to mayonnaise. What
Absolutely. Most of the challenges would be around using the algae itself, because it's not easy to use. That's one of the challenges for the algae industry. How can we actually use the algae, and how can we use something that doesn't taste very good? How can we use something that is actually quite expensive? So it was finding the proper formula and the proper processes where we can have a very good taste and the nice texture. When you eat mayo, the texture is very important, because when you open a jar, you need to see something that you recognize, and also most of the taste is coming from the texture. So you need to have something that will have a very nice mouthfeel, and that was pretty difficult to obtain. Once we managed to do it, we also saw how we can develop many more products that would be similar. So that was worth it. Yeah,
and obviously in Europe and like North America, we're seeing a rise in vegan lifestyles and flexitarian lifestyles. Was the mayonnaise, is it positioned? Did you respond? Are you perhaps responding to the growth in these kind of consumer lifestyles? In that
Absolutely,
it's free from meat.
Absolutely, that's something that we've been looking at a lot, and we're seeing right now that, especially in France, where we have a lot of data from our sales, a lot of consumers are not only vegan but flexitarian. So that's very interesting to see how people are shifting from their habits right now, especially in the US and in Europe, and they're looking for something that won't be animal-based for health reasons, even if they're not totally vegan or vegetarian. That's very interesting to see.
And how have consumers responded to the product? Have they been impressed by the similarities between authentic mayonnaise and the nutritional values?
Yeah, the exciting thing is that people will try the product, and we would often say, what is it? So this is a vegan mayo, or this is algae, or whatever. It depends on the story we want to tell. They try it, and they're like, oh, this is like mayo. And this is actually very good. So that's what we want. We want people to be surprised by the taste and to to kind of be surprised that it is the same taste. So somehow not be surprised by the taste.
Sure. And you've also got a functional beverage called Spring Wave,
Absolutely.
using microalgae. Can you just tell me about that?
Yes, that's a functional beverage that will use the antioxidant part of the algae.
Okay.
That's for what we have presented already, but we have also a huge range of beverages that will come out of the closet very soon. Okay. And we're using many algae for many properties. That's very exciting. And for that project, we just wanted to make algae look good and look interesting. The thing with Spring Wave is that it's totally blue, and a blue beverage, it's not something that you see a lot, especially a beverage that will be blue, but naturally blue. The blue is coming from the algae. So this is the whole story about algae. We wanted to be able to tell by this beverage, and that's the thing that that's actually the selling point, having an algae beverage. One thing that I didn't mention before is that sometimes we do some testing, some demo of the mayo, and we would say that it is algae just to see how people react. But if you look at what we have on shelves, we don't say that it's an algae mayo.
Okay.
That's something that you can see if you really want to see it, because that's not the main selling point. Okay. We just wanted to have a very good plant-based mayo. So Spring Wave is a different story, and maybe that's important to understand that to see how we can develop many products where we want to use algae as an enhancement. For example, a Spring Wave for the antioxidants, or where we can substitute an ingredient like for the mayo, where we take out the egg and most of the fat out of the mayo to have something new.
Mm-hmm. And one final question. You mentioned you're working on some new products. Can you give us an insight into any future developments that you're working on at the moment?
You want our secrets? Well, we have the mayonnaise, and for the mayonnaise, we have worked on condiment in general. Right now, we have a range of 4 different flavors, and by the end of this year, there's going to be 2 more, and new products, because it's going to be a full condiment brand, and that's going to be very exciting.
So 2 more mayonnaise flavors, or
not only mayonnaise?
Okay,
it's going to be more than that, and a lot more, and I think that if I say too much, some people can attack me after. But I can tell you a lot more about some of the products. We have some super interesting development around dairy alternatives. We have an incredible algae milk. Mm-hmm. We also have very interesting seafood right now. So we are developing a lot of very exciting products. I can't tell you everything, for obvious reasons, but a lot of products that people are very interested by.
Great. Well, I'm sure we'll have more on this on foodbev.com. Alvin, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.